Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to take a look at some onboards of the Ginetta G55 at Snetterton. I'm going to take you around the circuit with a onboard of me on the Project Cars 2 game using Oculus Rift, and then we're going to take a look at some onboards of me in the G55 in real life. When you're driving down the straight, it's important to stay to the right, just travel the minimum distance possible, hug that wall, and then as soon as the wall finishes you come over to the left and then get ready for turn 1. Turn 1's a very quick corner on this track. With a bit of rain you've got to pop it down to 4th gear. 5th gear's alright, but it can sometimes bog a little bit sort of too low revs. And yeah, we left it in 4th for now. We're going to break down to 2nd gear here, really slow here, the hairpin, all the way down to 1st gear actually on the game. And then get back on the power now, watching the oversteer on the way out. That's sometimes why you might use 2nd gear, as obviously 1st gear you're likely to spin the rear wheels up, 2nd gear you're less likely to. Here in the game I had a bit of understeer there in the wet condition, which is why I used a bit too much curb, and you'll see on the onboard of me in real life I actually had a bit of oversteer there, which shows a difference in the setup, which is obviously something that is, you know, I haven't worked on the setup on this game. I have worked on the setup in real life, so there's a couple of differences there from the game to real life, but generally it's very similar to how it actually is in real life. It's a very good game, Project Cars 2, at simulating the real life effects in a game. As you can see, we're coming to Williams here, the final corner before the back straight, and it's a really good chance now to open it up down the Bentley straight over to the right hand side of the road and all the way up to 6th gear I believe, and we'll be setting ourselves up for the very technical end of the lap. This left hand will come to here, you approach at a very high speed, you'll brake very softly all the way into the corner, all the way through this left here, and then get it nice and slow for the right hander. You can then pick up the power and get a nice exit there, but it's very easy to overdrive that part of the track. Through here you've got to be very smooth, you really don't want to overdrive through there either, as you can come straight off and there isn't anywhere to catch it, there's no sort of concrete or extra runoff. Corum is a very quick corner again, and slow it down last minute, bringing it into the left and then getting a good exit onto the start-finish straight. What we'll do now is we'll take a look at my onboard in the Ginetta G55 and see what you think of that in real life. So we're going to take a look at my onboard of the Ginetta G55 now in the sort of rain, drizzle weather. I started the lap about halfway through on this particular lap, just so you can see a bit of overtaking and a bit of when the rain was a bit heavier than later on in the video. You can see here going past one of the other cars on track and chasing down another one. It's very slippery, as you can see they're getting a bit of understeer mid-corner, but then sliding out to the exit as well. These conditions are always very fun. It's best not to wipe the windscreen, which kind of goes against the grain, if you know what I mean. But the second you wipe the windscreen, it blurs all of the vision, so you really can't see anything. But actually with it like that, with the water streaming off, you can actually see a lot better. And as you can see, they're going up the inside of Reese there. You know, you can always have a bit of fun in these sessions, going past people. And yeah, getting on the power now, so we come up to finish this lap, and we'll start a new one. And that lap was a fairly nice lap for these conditions, and there wasn't too much more you could find in terms of time. Through Corum we'd normally be in 5th gear. As we go around here we'd be flat out until about now, and then we start to bleed out the throttle, just lifting very carefully. But obviously here we've lifted quite early and we're gently on the brakes early. Small bit of understeer there into the last corner, but we're on the power now and then going down towards the start finish straight to start a new lap. And you can see as we come up to turn 1 we're going to approach with quite a high speed, and we're going to unlock off a small amount of speed really. We're going to leave it in 5th gear, so a gentle brake, nice and slow turn into turn 1, and just, you know, really careful with the steering. You don't want to overwork the front tyres and make it understeer. Come up to the first hairpin, you've got to turn in so late here, especially in these conditions. You see how late I leave it to turn in, get a late apex, and then you straighten the wheel as much as you can for the exit, and that way you're less likely to lose the rear end on the way out of here. And we come up to Palmer's now, and really careful on the way in, get a bit of oversteer around about now, and that's just, you know, the way it is when you're rejoining the rubber in these kind of conditions. And obviously these conditions are very fun to drive in. You can see the car's really on its edge, and yeah, it's when drivers with good skill and good experience can really show what they can do basically. So it's always enjoyable for everyone. And so we carry on the lap, see a bit more oversteer there on the rubber. And we're coming up to Oggies now. Very slow corner here, 2nd gear, all the way over the curb, and then getting on the power nice and carefully. Williams here, very difficult corner. Really got to be smooth on the steering on the way in, balance it. Obviously in these conditions, staying away from the curb, staying away from that rubber on the inside, as it's very, very slippery. Down the back straight and the Bentley straight, a bit of time to relax now, and obviously it's quite a long straight. You can get up to 6th gear, really getting some good speed up in the Ginetta G55. We were braking just before the bridge, a lot on the bridge in these conditions, really slowing it down last minute, getting that curb and then getting on the power. Small amount of oversteer on the exit, just a little slide but nothing major. Normally be a lot quicker through there as well, but again very slippery in these conditions, so you're just taking it careful. As you can see, we're in 5th gear now, so we're really pushing on through Coram, and now fighting the car all the way to get it stopped for the final corner to finish the lap. Going to go in the final corner and then use a bit of the exit curb and then come up to finish the lap. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at that, guys. That was a good comparison to see the difference between Project Cars 2 and obviously real life, and the fact that there isn't sort of too much of a difference actually. It's quite similar in a lot of ways to real life, and yeah, it depicts the rain really well with the on the game, and you can see here we're starting to push on a little bit more now. It's starting to dry out, and you can see as the track's changing, we're getting less of that sliding around that we were a lap ago, and we're starting to push on more. We'll see if we slide through here. I'm sure it was a lot more planted by now. Yeah, as you can see, it's still a bit slidey, but well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.